Hi, my name's Wendy, and I'm reading the script for somebody that was supposed to be in the movie but had to remain anonymous due to legal reasons. This script was scheduled to be read by the victim, but due to pending legal investigations, he had to opt out. I was supplied this information about his case, and I discovered that several of the same court officials are involved in his case as mine, appearing to trade judicial favors over county lines. I am hoping that I can tie his in with my supporting documentation for my story. My friend would like to connect with all the victims who don't have a voice or the means to correct injustices that have occurred in their lives. It's traumatic enough to be victimized by another citizen. It's far worse when those in a position of power, trust, and authority abuse their power to brutalize those who cannot defend themselves. Increasingly, judges, attorneys, law enforcement, and politicians are becoming more brazen and no longer try to conceal the fact that they are acting above the law. My friend moved into Antrim County in 1998 with the ambition of feeding the less fortunate by putting in a fish pond and a poultry operation. He has given away more than 2 million eggs so far. He found himself surrounded by special interest groups that began viciously attacking him and his farming ambitions. He experienced firsthand the corruption between his neighbors who were involved with the teachers' union, judges, attorneys, doctors, bankers, and special interest groups. There was a legal malpractice suit in Antrim County where my friend sued an attorney firm. Judge Thomas Power repeatedly sent the jury from the room so they could not hear damages. He also confused the jury in his instructions to them and rushed through the evidence. Even though my friend won the suit, the judge sanctioned him $100,000, which he paid immediately. The court then attached liens to his personal property when it was an LLC that brought the suit. The attorneys for the defense even said that they had never witnessed such a miscarriage of justice. And it didn't stop with attacks on his farming projects. It escalated to ruining his reputation in the community, physical assault, vandalism of his property, and false accusations made against him by members of a special interest group in an attempt to have him falsely arrested. The corruption between county building department officials and township officials and their sinister deeds are exempt from scrutiny due to the immunity afforded to government officials. He lost time, money, tears, and most importantly, a good friend. Wayne Winecoop killed himself after having his life destroyed by township officials who were allowed to abuse their power. They cost him his life savings, his marriage, his reputation, and ultimately his life when he finally snapped and shot himself in the head. That was about 2 years ago. Mr. Winecoop discovered a large deposit of limestone on his property that was historically a gravel pit registered with MDOT since 1938. He lived in an agricultural district and was exempt from noise ordinances, etc. The Charlevoix County Circuit Court Judge Richard Pytosh moved into the house next door. His wife and her associates in Norwood Township formed a 501c3 special interest group with the sole purpose of destroying Mr. Winecoop. There are several newspaper articles that clearly show the diabolical nature of the attacks on him. He was made to pay for permits he did not need and improvements to his property, such as curbs and road signs. The Norwood officials repeatedly called special public meetings and billed Mr. Winecoop for these meetings. They ruined his life for one simple reason. These officials can do whatever they want to whoever they want just because they can. They have immunity. God is keeping score, and these people will ultimately face his judgment. As victims of corruption, we must unite forces and do everything in our power to hold these people accountable for their diabolical behavior. We shouldn't have to live in fear because we dare to speak truth to power. In conclusion on the Wayne Winecoop story, I'd like to add that the neighbor, Judge Pytosh, was cutting a road into Fisherman State Park land and mowed the grass, and Wayne took pictures of this from his own property, and the DNR excused the judge's behavior. And then as a result of Wayne making that complaint, he was falsely arrested on charges of violating the public trust because he was on the, I think it was a Norwood Township Committee or something. And they never were able to produce a warrant, but they put his picture on the front of the newspaper, embarrassed him, destroyed him reputationally. And I don't know, it's just not fair.